Yeah, yeah. We just chillin' and vibing. Good conversations with good people. Oh, good conversations with good people. Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Chilling and Vibing Podcast. Today's guest, man, we were setting this up for a minute, but we finally got it done, though. We finally got it done. She doing number on TikTok. Y'all welcome, the one and only Shan. What's going on, girl?
Hey,
What's
how
going
you
on?
doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good,
Just chilling and vibe.
feeling and vibing.
So, Shan, where you originally from?
I'm from Mississippi,
Okay, okay.
little small town. We got a Walmart.
That's it?
That's it, that's it.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm from a small town, too, in South Carolina. Orangeburg.
Orangeburg, okay.
Yeah. So, Shan, when did you first realize that you want to be a TikTok influencer?
I didn't think I ever wanted to be an influencer. I wanted some TikTok funds, and I saw everybody else doing it, so I said, let me get on there and just try it out. And I kind of blew up a little quick, and I just stuck with it.
Who was you watching when you first started?
I think I was watching what's her name? I can't think of her name. Callie Pitts. She from Mississippi as well, Caucasian. Got on there, started making videos of herself, blew up, and I was like, if she can do it, I can do it too. I'm from the
Ha-
hood though.
Have you ever met her?
Never met her.
Do you think she's still in Mississippi, or you think she probably in Cali somewhere now?
No, she's still in Mississippi, definitely.
Okay,
They just bought her a home here.
that's what's up. So, how did you feel when you first touched 10K followers?
I actually was sad when I touched my 10K because I was banned from live and I used to go live all the time. And it was just like one of those things where I wanted to be on live with my people when I hit 10K and I couldn't do it because I was banned. So, I mean, I was grateful, but I was sad.
Yeah, it got a lot of restrictions, stuff you can and cannot do on TikTok. I don't be on TikTok like that, but I be on every now and then. How did you feel when TikTok got banned from the US for what, 24 hours?
Yeah, it wasn't long at all. I mean, I was hoping that it was gonna come back because it really is my therapy, my outlet, and I didn't want to lose it. So, I was a little sad, but I was already making backup accounts on different platforms so I can continue to do what I do.
Yeah, I know a lot of people had did that. This dude I know, like, soon as they said it was going to getting banned, he started downloading another app. They
Yeah,
weren't even
same.
speaking English.
I think that was the Red Note app. A lot of people were getting over there. Yeah.
Did anybody ever tell you you look like Lauren London?
I've heard that. I've heard that. I don't see it, but I do hear that I look like Lauren London. Nunu.
Man, no, no. Man, y'all can go for cousins.
Well,
Man,
we might
sisters.
be. We might be. You never know.
I like your content because sometimes you can be joking and funny, but then other times you can be real, saying you drop them gems. How do you come up with your content? Is it real life experiences or just random thoughts?
It's a combination of both. For the most part, I think it's real life experiences. I think one of the first videos where you found me was where I was talking about somebody snoring, and it kind of popped off. So, but that was a real life experience. So, and other times it'd be random thoughts
What's something about being a TikTok influencer people misunderstand?
that we still human. I think for me, being from a small town, um, I put my life out there for everybody to see. Um, and you just got to be real strong minded with it, because last year I kind of had a quote unquote mental breakdown, and I put it out there for the world to see. So my thing was like, now that I'm moving past that, I don't think people realize that we're still human. It wasn't for a show. I still need grace, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think they think everything is for a show on social media, which most people do their content like that. But I pride myself in being authentic.
That's dope, man. Mental health, you know what I'm saying? It's real important nowadays because, like, man, the way this world is now, man, they'll got there and build you up just to tear you down.
Yeah,
And it's crazy, man. And they don't realize, like, people be going through real life stuff. That's how I came up with my podcast. I was going through something. I went through a bad breakup, being a single dad, got a little girl looking up to me, and I'm trying to figure it out, like what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna provide. Um, Doing podcasts, talking to other people, that's my therapy. And I enjoy hearing other people's story, and I appreciate you for coming on and sharing your story.
you're welcome. Anytime, anytime.
Do you remember your first viral post? What was it about?
Um, I think it was about how I made a post saying something like men don't mature until the age of 40, and now life makes sense. I think that was one of the first ones that gained a lot of traction. Um, and then, like I said, I've had a couple after that, you know, did well.
So being in a small town of Mississippi, have you ever seen somebody and they be like, "You're I am Shan."
So yes, I actually before I moved away, because I moved away for a year and I'm just not moving back. I was in a local like department store here, like Bills or something, and the girl was like, "I follow you on TikTok," and I was like, "Cool." I mean, I didn't think nothing of it because I think I maybe had like 10, 15,000 followers back then, but yeah,
Have brands ever asked you to promote something you didn't believe in?
absolutely. I get all kind of brand deals from TikTok Shop every day that I turn down. Cause all money not good money. And if it's something that I don't feel like works and that I'm not going, you know what I'm saying, really want people taking, cause I wouldn't take it. Like, nah, I'm not. I'm not gonna promote it.
You got some people they'll promote anything for $1.
That's not me. Might
Yeah.
need to be me, but it ain't me.
What's the hardest mental challenge you faced since becoming a TikTok influencer?
I think I've always been judged because of the way I live my life, and I got a mouth on me, and I just say whatever. But putting all that out there online, I think for me mentally, just knowing that the people that know me are like judging me off clips of my life. You know what I mean? Like they really don't know my whole story, and we grew up together. So yeah, everybody probably thinks I'm nuts, and I don't mind, but sometimes it's hard to get past it, the judgment.
You know, I came to the conclusion that people gonna judge you whether you're dead or alive. So
Yep.
hey, I just let them talk, and I'm gonna keep doing me.
Yep.
How do you balance being in a relationship and being a TikTok influencer? Because a lot of guys can't handle, their women getting looked at by other guys.
So for me, I have never had good balance with it. Probably why I'm single. uh, I actually met a guy from TikTok, and we got in a relationship, and he was totally cool with it at first. I made sure I explained everything to him, like, hey, I'm a vlog my life and this, that, and the other. But as the relationship progressed, I wouldn't say he was insecure. I just think that the type of content that I put out, and the type of attention that I got, like he couldn't deal with it. So I eventually like slacked up doing my content for the relationship, and then the relationship didn't work, and it has hurt my content. So I've never had good balance, but I will say like the next dude I date has to be super strong, super, self confident. He cannot be insecure because I'm not giving up on my content dreams for a man again, ever.
Yeah, that's wild. Because the way I look at it, to you at the house with me every night, the money coming home. It ain't you ain't doing nothing like explicit. So what's wrong with it? But a lot of guys can't take that pressure though. Somebody making a comment on a girl picture or post. Why he said that, I don't know. Like
Yeah, I have one supporter on my TikTok. I think his name is like Big Run or something like that. It doesn't matter what I post. I have no idea who this person is. They've never DM me or nothing, but it does not matter what I post. They're gonna come in underneath my profile, underneath my video, and say "I love you" every time.
dang,
And they became like who this is, and I'm like, I don't know. So yeah,
how do you deal with hate comments and trolls?
love a troll. I love a troll because I got a smart mouth. We can go back to back all day long. And at the end of the day, I feel like it all drives the same goal. It's comments, it's, people getting engaged, your followers getting engaged, coming to your defense or whatever the case may be. So it all makes money. I always used to say, like, if you want somebody to talk about, you can come over here and talk about me.
You're also in the process of starting your own podcast. So what made you want to start your podcast journey?
I really feel like I have the gift of gab. I'm a yapper. I'm a certified yapper. I can talk all day long. Um, and I was sitting around with my homegirls, and we would have some of the most interesting conversations, like so serious, emotional. We be dying, crying, laughing, and I was like, we need to put this content out to help other people. They never really got on board, but it never died within me. And when I went through everything I went through at the end of last year, I felt like if I can put my story out there, talk to other people, and help other people get through their healing journey while I'm on mine, because I'm nowhere near healed, then maybe I'm putting some good out into the world and not
It's
so much toxicity.
Yeah, it's dope, man. Like hearing people conversations, man, you be surprised at what you hear off camera. Like some of the people I had don't come on, and it was like this one guy, he was like, yo, man, I appreciate it. I needed that. He needed to vent. And coming on the podcast talking about it, he was able to get out with saying how he was feeling.
Yeah. It's definitely good therapy for a lot of people.
Do you know who your first guest gonna be? Or are you just gonna do it solo?
I really want to do my first podcast, my very first episode solo, and kind of let, the viewers and the listeners know who I am and what the podcast is about. And then, I can't wait to have people on. I hope you'll come on. And then
Oh,
I
I'll
can
come
interview
chill and
you.
vibe. Yeah, I'll come chill and vibe. Hey, I got a lot to talk about. Like I tell everybody, man, everybody got a story. And from that story, somebody can learn, get motivated, or get inspired from.
Absolutely.
So who would be your dream guest? I mean, not me now, not me, but who would be your dream guest?
I think it would probably be really dope to get Laura London on there. Like just to have her there to hear, her talk about her experiences with Nipsey, because she went through a traumatic period in time. And also I think it would be kind of cute and funny to have my said look-alike on the podcast.
I ain't gonna lie, they gonna be like, yeah, y'all cousins, y'all. Matter of fact, y'all sisters. Y'all look more like sisters now. Y'all right next to each other. So the hot topic going on right now is, if you didn't hear it already, Lotto is pregnant with 21 Savage baby.
Well, I heard it.
Yeah,
uh,
the internet be talking. They said 21 Savage, he still married.
well, I mean, it ain't no different than the man from down the street that's still married and got the outside child.
But the internet gonna make it more than what it is.
Absolutely. And I think back to kind of what we were talking about, like give people some grace. Them still human beings. And, she fell in love with a man that was married. I mean, obviously he wanted the baby because she didn't get rid of it. All that money she got, she could have easily.
Yeah. But the thing about it though, the internet will say one thing, but we really don't know what's going on in their life. We really don't know because like he could be divorced. He probably done got divorced, but we don't know. But the
Yeah,
internet gonna tell a story of his own.
you absolutely right. And listen, they ain't in my tax bracket, so I ain't in their tax bracket, so I don't worry about people. I don't worry about their business. I mean, of course I've heard it. And I feel like if she's happy and they can come to, terms, then hey, kudos to Lotto. Hope they have a pretty baby. Cause 21 ain't pretty. My bad. My bad.
What would you tell someone trying to grow their followers from zero, starting to be a TikTok influencer? What advice would
uh
you give them?
be authentic. Some you're gonna find your people, you're gonna find your group, your crowd, your tribe, so to speak. It may take you a moment, but you want to start out being completely authentic. Because if you start off with the trendy stuff and what everybody else is doing, you're gonna get lost in the sauce, and then eventually, when you do gain the followers, you're gonna be like, okay, now what do I do? But if they're following you because they genuinely like fuck with your content, then absolutely, like they're gonna stay. You're gonna get the engagement. But if they followed you because you did a trendy video, those same people probably never gonna, like nothing else that you post again. So you want to gain followers off being authentic, in my opinion.
So when you're not in front of the camera, making content, what is your definition of chilling and vibing?
Definitely having me a glass of wine, winding down, writing down my goals, my thoughts, hanging out with my homegirls, chilling with my kids, watching a movie. Yeah, just I'm not a big outside fan. I don't like outside, but I will step out from time to time. But if I'm chilling and vibing, it's definitely doing something with somebody that I love that's close to me, very quiet, intimate, having a drink, talking, that type of thing.
What legacy do you want to leave behind when it's all said and done? How do you want people to look back and view you as?
There is no wrong way to be, you know, and it's okay to be yourself. Um, and what other people may think is weird is what makes a person great. And just because you get dealt shitty cards, they don't mean that you have to play that hand. Throw that motherfucker in and start over.
Agree. You got a lot of people, they're afraid to start over and they'll stay in a situation, it being toxic, abusive, you know, they'll stay there because they're afraid to start over. But I'm the same way. Hey, let me get another deck of cards because I'm about to got there and deal another goddamn hand. I agree with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm on my probably 10th life by now. So I ain't never been afraid to start over.
Yeah, I mean it's a process because I had to do it too. Been in a couple of sour relationships and it didn't work out. So and moving, that shit hell. For real. I hate it, but I had to do what I had to do. Put on my big boy pants and shit, keep it moving. Start over. But I learned something from that though.
Absolutely. I mean, it's never a loss if you're learning a lesson. And that's not even just with relationships. Don't be afraid to start over in life, period. Whether it be if you're unhappy on your job, if you surrounded surrounded by a friend group that don't align with your, interests, fuck them. Fuck the job, fuck the friends. Sometimes you gotta say fuck your family, and just move on and do what is best for you and what aligns with your goals for life. Because if you're not living for yourself and you're living for other people, you're never gonna be successful. You're never gonna be happy, and you're gonna be stuck where you are forever. And not me. I'm gonna start over. And you can get left behind if you want to. I don't care.
Yeah, I agree. I got laid off from one of my jobs, and hey, I start over. And crazy thing about it, man, sometimes things happen for a reason. Because granted, I got laid off from that job, but now I'm making more, and my hours are more flexible. You know what I'm saying, to my daughter's schedule and my schedule also. So like I can take her to school now. I don't have to, what I'm saying, depend on my village, because it take a village to raise a kid, or any kid. It take a village. You can't do it by yourself. And that village can be a stranger. It can be, what I'm saying, later down the street. It could be your grandma, because they take a village, man. I had to realize that, and I had to open up to my village, because I was so used to just doing things by myself. But it was like, yo, I'm here to help. Like if you need me, just let me know.
Absolutely, it takes a village. I mean, you need a support system. And to all my people out there that don't have a support system right now, just hold on. Somebody coming. It's always gonna be somebody around the corner. And a lot of times people that you don't know will, ride for you harder than people you've known your whole life. So yeah.
But Shan, what advice would you give the younger version of yourself? What would you tell her?
That you the shit
I
and
know that's right.
to act like it. Like, hold your head up, be confident, you know, go with your first mind. I think that's a big thing for me. I'm 32 and I just realized that, like, I gotta go with my first mind. I gotta trust my gut because every time I went against my own program, like, it cost me. And if I could talk to my younger self, it would definitely be like, hey, go with your first mind. You the shit. Trust in yourself, believe in yourself, and keep pushing.
But Shan, if people want to follow you on your socials, how could they do that?
They can follow me on TikTok. It is I am Shan 2.0.
All right. But Shan, I appreciate you for coming to chill and vibe. I know you got to get back to making some content. But before we go, let everybody know what we doing.
We chilling and vibing. Yeah.
Appreciate
Thank you
you.
for having me on.
Oh yeah.